If it doesn't start, I'll refresh it and we'll keep going.
Okay. It's 5:30, roll call.
Darren Search is not present.
Okay. Agenda, is there any additions or changes?
No, not at this time.
Okay, do I have a motion for approval of the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
The moved and seconded, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes. Public comment, there's no public. Minutes of the July 16th meeting. Is there a motion to accept the minutes?
So moved.
Second. Moved and seconded, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes. Student organization fundraiser, Mr. Dupont.
I have none at this time.
None. Okay. Unfinished business, there is none. Miscellaneous, Mr. McWhorton, Mr. Higgins, and Mr. Dupont.
Start of school has been great, and chaotic at the same time. There's so many kids in and out. We have new students, we have old students coming in from last year. So it's nice to see those faces and see the new students too. There's always a lot of changes at the beginning of the year. And I know people kind of discuss that a little bit with classes and stuff like that, but the very first 2 weeks is always very chaotic. You're just trying to get organized, make sure everybody's where they need to be, making sure we have everybody where they're supposed to be. And we know who everybody is and where they are. So it's just a little crazy, but it's good to get back in the groove of things. It's been almost a little over a week now. And so they're here. We have a lot of kids from all the schools, and we're still moving kids around, putting them where they need to be. Some changes are going to happen throughout the rest of the week. It'll probably really slow down for this week. And we'll be good to go.
Have a lot of kids go from class to class or changing some.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, lots of them. We have kids that drop or kids that don't show up. We have additions, new students from schools. We have students who really wanted to be in another program, a spot opened up, and so they transfer over to that program. And with the addition of the ABC program, we've seen some changes there too. We are at 27.
20, exactly. We have 27 ABC students.
27 ABC students, and we had 0 August 1. Yeah.
For ABC.
So ABC is the program we added as a half-day program, construction.
Okay.
To earn the apprenticeship.
Yeah.
So they'll go through all the different, framing, foundations, plumbing, HVAC, all that, everything within construction. And we went from 0, because we added it late with our change in automation robotics 1 half day. We decided to add this, and we're at 27 students.
27.
Are these students coming from other endeavors here, or are they new students coming in because you offer this?
Both. There are some students who have transitioned from another program in there because they wanted construction, and the construction was full time. And so this got them into construction. We have students who we have most of them are first year students. We do have some second year students, but most of them are first year students. And so it's a good way, because we're limited with our construction program because of the bus ride over to the site. And so we roughly can have 14 kids because of the bus.
Right.
And so 14 morning, 14 afternoon. Here, they're telling us, hey, we'll take up to 30.
Really?
But they usually have an instructor here plus another person here. And they bring them in and they teach the program.
So these are coming from
ABC themselves. So
okay.
there's actually a young man who's a Southfield graduate who is actually teaching the class, Ken Campbell.
Okay, over your son.
He's teaching the class. He's probably going to be the main guy teaching it. Gabe Galvin oversees all of the ABC apprenticeship programs within the state when it comes to schools. They have 8 other sites, but he wanted to be here at the beginning. He's been here quite often, getting things going, make sure things get off the ground. Just the other day they had an excavator, a mini excavator outside, and every single kid got to get in it and use it.
Where did they hold that class?
So
I was asked that question at the morning.
So
Sure.
we are using we were using 1 seminar room,
Okay.
and the class went from 18 to 27. We ended up having to expand it to the 2nd seminar room, so they're housed over there. But the majority of the time, they're going to be outside in the cold storage area of the pool course. Yep. And so we used to store we stored the semis in there, and some of our construction stuff, the scaffolding, things like that, over on the right side of that. And it's just a gravel indoor area, and so they can go inside. And we asked him, I was like, there's no heater, and he's like, that's okay, we want them to get used to the elements, because they're gonna be outside on the construction side, so they gotta get used to this anyway. Our kids do it on the construction side already with the home, so it's a good fit for them. And then when our guys from our current construction program go out to the site, they'll get access to the other side of the pole barn where there are some equipment, but they're gonna bring in everything they need anyway, so.
They being
ABC. Yep.
Sure.
And with ABC, they can get up to 24 college credits through Vincent's
Along with
in the first year
In the first year.
What?
towards their building management program.
Is it
So,
2-year associate?
yes,
Okay.
But it also is that it's a free apprenticeship program.
Yes.
So this is leading, they're already signed up in the apprenticeship program.
Do you see these students going into commercial or commercial construction?
it's gonna be kind of depend on what path they want. Because they can start this apprenticeship, and this year they're getting they're getting everything, electrical, HVAC. And so they could end up transitioning and say, you know what, I really want to do the HVAC, and go into the HVAC route, or the electrical.
Okay.
And so it just kind of depends on what they want.
So they're going to get paired potentially with an ABC contractor
Yep.
in the community that will take them, and then that will be their second year of the apprenticeship.
And they can just work on their journeyman's license for that.
So it's just amazing my year.
Awesome.
So it's really, it's a pretty cool opportunity for these young people.
It's pretty neat. So we're excited about it. What they offer, I think they're gonna do a lot of good things too. So we've had discussions down the road. So when my first year here, I went and asked Mayor Long for some help with some cameras and so forth for school safety. He helped us out and helped us out quite a bit. He at that time talked about if there was a way we could use a construction class to build some homes on infill lots. And we see this as a possible route next year to do that. Because they're usually smaller homes, they want to be able to do everything, so it's gotta be a smaller house. The houses we build now are 25 to 3,000 square feet. And so it's 2,500 to 3,000, so pretty good sized homes. They would not be able to get that done because they're literally doing everything, foundation all the way through. And so if we do an infill lot and it's a 1,500, 1,600 square foot house, they can do it all. So,
And it wouldn't necessarily have to be done in 1 year.
correct. If we don't get it done, they can come back and finish it next year. So I think it's gonna be a very good program for us. We've got, like I said, 27 kids in it right now. We'll see where it goes.
It's very.
Pete, I don't know if you want to talk about the numbers for the start of school so far, kind of give an idea. I know we just talked about ABC, but I know you had a couple other ones you want to talk about.
Do you want, I can give them a summary too, a little bit of last year. I don't think
You
we did
can,
that.
that's fine.
These are the rough numbers, this isn't all crunched out, but last year, so we measured lots of different things, but we measured college credits. Last year, we accounted for 5,518 college credits, which is about $1.3 million worth of credits per kid, so it's in terms of savings. If you're calculating at about $200 a credit hour. I averaged that up for the kids, we had 488 kids earn college credits. That's about 11 credits per kid going through on average, 11.3. That's up from the previous year, up from any of the years we've had, because it just seems to continue to build. Certifications and licenses, we had 345 students earn certifications, and there was, that I count, 797, but Sherry told me she has more than that are in the system, so they're probably adding some from the previous year, but
Yeah.
that I count, the ones we did last year, 797 certifications and licenses, so over the course of the program, some of those are state approved, about 550 of those are the state approved, so there's another 200 that are not. Those are things like OSHA, maybe some FEMA certifications, things like that. Still important. CPR, first aid, still important stuff for kids as well. We had we kind of looked at our own programming. We looked at internships, so we do some embedded internships. We have internships within the program, so they're building things or doing things that would be work-based projects. We did some of those. We also have external internships, but between the two, we had 320 kids that did internship-based things or job shadowing. The total number of internships was 362 internships. That's a different number from previous years because we weren't really measuring what we were doing internally, just externally. But we were able to count some of the things internally that we do. So we had a pretty successful year last year with the kids doing things. This year, the start of the year, we're probably about, I would say, 10 kids below where we were last year. That number may drop just a little bit. It might increase. I don't know how that'll happen, but if I was a guessing man, I'm saying we're probably going to drop, I don't know, 6, 8, 10 kids, because there's kids I'm seeing that are not showing up in the building yet. That usually means they're not coming. But still, that number, again, I've done this for enough years to know that we used to shoot for 500. So when we're hitting the 590s, that's a big number. 600 has been, I think 607, 610 has been the highest we've been in my 21 years. So we're well above the average, but at a pretty significant number. And then I just jotted down some things that I thought significant. Welding is busting at the seams at 44 kids. Entrepreneurship, I bet we doubled the number in there because we opened up a second day. And those are kids that are doing school to work programs. You guys all offer that type of a program in your own school. So we're also grabbing those kids here. So there's a lot of kids doing internship-based stuff. Health science continues to be huge. Between the first and second year, there's 70 kids. Culinary arts is full, cosmetology is full, criminal justice is more than full. He's got almost 50 kids in there, 48 kids. Construction, we went from 30 kids last year with the ABC program. We're at 60 kids in construction right now. So that's probably our second biggest program. So when Floyd's saying that, in the past we used to have 2 construction programs. So we know those numbers can stay that high. I mean, it's just an incredible amount. So we're doing pretty well overall. Could we fit kids in other programs? We can. I put that out to counselors to get more kids. You guys are offering more in your school, so you're going to see less kids than we normally could. But honestly, there's not a lot of room. When we offer programs, there's not a lot of room left in programs to get kids in. I could probably trickle a few more in, but we're pretty tight. So it's a good start to the year. That's what I see right now. Unless you guys have questions. It certainly hasn't shaken out yet. We got about another week before we'll stop moving kids around and shuffling, but that's what it looks like right at this moment. So.
Public hearing, tentative agreement.
Yep. So the next 2 things are kind of together, the negotiations. So we had the public hearing to open that up. We will end up having a date set up to have negotiations with our teacher association. They usually ask for 1 school superintendent and then 2 board members. We can't have more than 3 because then it becomes a meeting, and so we can't do that. And so I know the last 2 years, Matt and Darren have both done it. I think that it would be good to at least have 1 new person on that. If you're interested, do that. I know Darren's got a lot on plate. I know you're going to be doing a lot here soon too with farms.
Just depends. Depends what they're doing.
Yeah. But what we do is we usually do those during the day. In the past, we've done one early in the morning at 8 o'clock so that we can get going right away. Or we've done some at like 11 o'clock. It just depends on the availability of everybody. And so we work that out. So we have a negotiation day, and then we have a tentative agreement that we have to go by, and then there's a certain 72 hours after that it can be approved. And so there's timing that you have to go through this process. If you're involved with that at your school, you'll see that as well. But you have your tentative agreement or your negotiation meeting. You cannot have your tentative agreement until 72 hours after that. Then you can have that, and then you have that 72 more hours before you do your board meeting to approve the contract. And so what we will usually do is we will have our negotiation meeting with the teachers, and then we will do our tentative agreement at the end of September, and then we will have the approval in October at that board meeting for our contracts. That's usually the plan. Okay. So I think it all depends on usually when it's September 15th and our board meeting falls that first month. That's always the question mark at times. But that's how that'll go. And then tonight we have our Meet the Teacher night. So at 6 o'clock, we'll have parents and families and students coming in to meet the instructors. All the instructors will be in their rooms, and people can walk around and kind of introduce themselves and see what we do and what we have to offer. And Pete and John and I will be walking around as well, and you guys are more than welcome to walk around and see what's going on. So.
Do you need us to pick somebody for this?
if you guys want to do that, that would be great.
I'm willing to do that again.
Okay, is anybody else able?
It's tough for me to get out in the morning.
I understand.
It's really just.
It just depends. I mean, Ford will let me move my lunch. It's an hour, so if it's gonna be more than an hour, I'm probably not gonna be able to do it. But
Usually they don't last
They
too
don't
long.
last too long.
do they not last too long?
They
If
usually.
if
Usually.
we can get it done in that like
I don't want to say that they don't.
45-minute window, you can tell me and I can probably move my lunch. I
Okay.
wouldn't mind that.
And I'm
Just right
available
before-
as a backup, I'm just going on vacation in the middle of September, so that's just when you,
Eating lobster, right?
that's right, something like that.
Just kind of let me know and I can talk. to you.
Yeah, I will, what I will do is send an email out here within the next week, and say, okay, these are some dates, what works for you guys. And usually whatever works for you is when we do it, because they're gonna be here already.
Sounds good.
How do these generally run?
Well, to be honest with you, it's pretty much kind of a done deal. And I say that because we have a budget already. We
Right.
can't go over that budget. And so they already kind of know, hey, this is what it is, and this is what we're doing. And so if they don't approve it, they're almost out of luck, because we can't ask for more money.
So the COLA's gonna shake out at about something less than 275, something like that. Generally, do your increases fall within that range?
So, but the last few years it's varied. So the first year I got here, there was I can't remember what it's called, but it was a large compensation because they had been behind for so long.
Right.
And so teachers who were here over, I think it was 12 years, got $5,000, and in between 12 and 8 was something else, and this and that. I actually have on my desk the last several years what the increases were, because I wanted to have an idea when I went into
Right.
negotiations.
I'm asking.
And so last year was 2,000, I think. But before that, it varied. So it was 1,000, there was a $2,000 a year. There was a year where it was a percentage. Actually, there was multiple years where it was a percentage. And so those percentages were usually below 2%. And so it just varies. And we'll go into it this year and see what we can do. So, but my first year was the large compensation that was done with the previous director before me. And so I really didn't have anything to do with that. It was kind of really already done. And then my big thing last year was insurance. We were good with insurance because I felt like our insurance was pretty high for our instructors. And so we negotiated with that and kind of helped them out with that. But I also think that we provided some more information for them to make better decisions on what insurance plan to pick. A lot of ours were on Plan 1, which is your highest PPO. And we had someone come in from our insurance co-op and come in and talk to them and discuss the plans and talk about Plans 3 and 4, which are our HSAs, high deductible plans. And most of our teachers, I mean, the majority of them switched. And it was going to save money in the long run. That's what we wanted to do.
Based on the cost
Yeah.
primarily?
So,
Okay.
okay.
Okay, financial reports, Mr. Conrad.
Okay, starting out with the corporation rec. The July 1st balance in the financial system was $1,924,485.28. Receipts during the month of July, $182,216.70. Disbursements throughout July amounting to $383,696.91. For a month ending financial system balance on July 31st of $1,723,005.07. Depository reconciliation, deposits on hand at Crossroads Bank here locally. On July 1st, the balance was $1,935,303.75. Cleared deposits and credits in the amount of $182,216.70, and then cleared checks and other debits totaling $389,799 even. So we had a month ending July 31st depository balance at Crossroads Bank in the amount of $1,727,721.45. The corporation account has, as of the end of July, 4 outstanding checks totaling $4,716.38. Moving on to the ECA reconciliation statement. July 1st beginning balance was $85,265.26. Deposits and credits amounting to $17,734.35. And checks and other debits, $2,924.20. For a month ending balance at Crossroads in the ECA account on July 31st, $100,075.41. As of the end of July, there are 3 outstanding checks totaling $964.72. I'll go ahead and proceed into the AP docket, which was from July 17th, the day after the last meeting, until today. The total accounts payable that has been claimed and paid, $164,274.50. I have just a few notes regarding this docket, things of note. Number one, this period of time had 3 pay cycles, so you know. There is a voucher claim for $7,338.05 that pays for the audit that we had with the State Board of Accounts, so that is paid in full. I think Mr. McWhirter talked about this at the last meeting. We had carpet installed in 3 areas. We have a check going to Brewers Carpet in Warsaw, is that correct, Lloyd?
Yep.
Totaling $9,090.68. Then we had some repair things going on. We had to have the last couple of meetings in the boardroom over in the admin office because the school's AC wasn't really working very well. So we had a repair bill for Flowtech repairing that unit, $4,746.
And on that same note.
Yeah.
We had, I think, did we discuss this last meeting?
No.
Not this part?
No.
Okay, well, along with that, the other unit, just out here in the hallway, had the same exact issue.
Hmm.
So we had to purchase the same exact motor, the same install. This one didn't take as long, because it was a little easier access. And so they came in early this morning and started, and they finished it by probably 9 o'clock roughly.
9:30.
So they were here probably 6:30, 7,
6:30.
around there. So there will be another one of those for that as well. Now, he did say, that scares me a little bit, that the unit on top of the roof was not in the greatest of shape. I mean, it's as old as the building, and it could be losing Freon. And if we have to, he's like, it would be nice if we could just replace the Freon, because if we have to go back and clean it completely and redo it, he's like, it's not gonna work. And so we're talking lots and lots of money.
Did he give you a ballpark?
I don't know if it's
I
correct.
don't know if he was joking or not, I hope he was.
Probably isn't.
He said $1 million.
Yeah.
I don't know. But you know.
We talked about that before.
Oh, yeah.
We did.
100%. Yes.
And so,
Well, we're gonna have to get on top of this one or not.
All those rolling units, you know they are.
so, we've started with the new budget with the CPA, we've added some money, it's not gonna, I mean, it's not really putting the, we might put a scratch in it, but it's not got any dent in it, you know? And so, there's some stuff we got to do. And find a way to do it. So,
Then 3 more items of note for the AP docket. Logic Key, which is our Harmony student information system, has a renewal for $4,125. Parent Square, which is a new communication piece that we, I believe Mr. McWhirter talked to the board about that last month as well.
it might have been June.
Okay, so that bill is $3,325. And then Wayne Vaughn is a vendor that comes in annually to inspect our air pressure system. They had to do kind of an annual inspection and a couple of repairs, filters and whatnot. So that was $2,690.74. So those are just kind of the outliers that we typically don't see. So then moving on to the payroll portion of the financial report. Like I said, we had 3 payroll cycles. On July 18th, the payroll claim was $54,840.17. On August 1st, the payroll cycle was $54,840.01. And on 8/15, payroll cycle was $55,012.42. And I, for whatever reason, did not sum anything up, so I can do that real quick, just to give you a lump sum total. The total payroll claims is $164,692.60.
Thank you.
Anybody got any questions
Any
about
questions?
this?
If none, do we have a motion to accept all his reports?
Yes, so moved.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes. Donations, Mr. Akins?
We had 3 donations, Stoops, Training Academy. I can't say enough about Mark Claire. Mark Claire, a decent service instructor, has banged on every door. His son works for IMI, and they've connected and gotten him some engines. I think over the last year, he's gotten probably 10 to 12 engines.
Yeah.
One was a Mercedes engine that was dropped, never been run.
Brand new.
And how much did he say it was?
Oh,
It was crazy amount of
Yeah,
money.
60,000.
Yeah. Just for the engine, and so we got that along with 2 other engines from Stoops. So we sent 4 letters to 4 different people at Stoops because they've been very supportive of what we're doing. ROC Fabrication is over in Rochester. Gentleman by the name of Jason Grube, who used to own Rochester Metal or at least worked there. He now runs this ROC Fab over in Rochester. We had 0 amount of money or amount of material for a welding kids to weld. You heard Pete say, 46 kids in the welding program, so we needed metal. They gave us metal. That was all sort of brokered through Andy Tyler, who works for Purity Gas. And so that's been a very good support, and that'll get us started. They're going to keep all their clips and things that we can potentially use. And the last one was Larry Watson, a local individual that knows Jack Holly, donated 2 welding helmets. So any student that may not have welding helmets, they have 2 welding helmets that would benefit. So those are donations.
Personnel.
So what was that? 2 weeks ago, maybe, I sent an email out about Mr. Dienstoffer. Joe Kaufman, who had been with us for, I don't know, 8 years.
7 or 8, please.
Had been here in a program assistant role. Joe is an amazing individual. He works with young kids all the time. He's been a guidance counselor. He's been a teacher. He's a coach. He's currently the head girls coach at Wabash. And he felt like, you know what, I love this place, but I also feel like I need to spend some time with the kids that I'm coaching. And so he kind of felt like it was time to kind of let it go and go over there. And so he's not teaching, he's not doing any of that, he's coaching. He said he will sub for us. And in that spot, we needed to find somebody because we were kind of hoping he would stick around for a little bit. Say, hey, we'll use you for a few days here and there because he's great with the kids. And so in that spot, Dean Stauffer, we've had conversations with him, interviewed him, and so forth, and he's going to be a great fit here. Same kind of person. He's great with kids. He is a large individual, so if you look at him, kids may be like, and so, but he also has been a part of the community. He's worked with, community corrections, probation, and so he's been down house visits. He's done a lot of different things, but he's really an easygoing guy, and the kids will warm up to him, and they'll enjoy having him around. So, he'll really be in the back half of the building working with anybody that needs extra help. So welding's got a lot of kids. He'll be in that room helping. It's kind kind of a safety concern at times. And so precision machining, auto service, diesel service, all those things they'll be involved with. He will help. He can help pull out kids for testing in those areas as well if necessary. And so there's a lot of things we can ask him to do. He's also going to drive some kids down to Eagles Theater for our Honeywell graphic design program in the middle of the day. He's a part-time person as a program assistant, and so he's under 30 hours a week, and he knows that. And I think, just the other day it was kind of funny. He's like, you know what, I want to say thank you for letting me come do this, and he's just a good guy. And if you know Dean, that's who he is.
When you say pull out, I just envision
But he has family who are educators, and so it's just going to be a good fit. And so I ask you to approve him as our program assistant.
You've heard the recommendation. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second? Moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed, motion passes. Policy manual.
So the threat assessment, we had our first reading at our last board meeting. So this is the second reading and then the approval of that. This was an addition that Mr. Higgins had went through. He went to the Indiana SRO Safety Conference, and through this process, this is something that we've had, but not this detail. And so he went through and got this and put this all together for us. And what it is there's a screening tools that they use. The big one is the Columbia Suicide. It's a training tool that we used in place to evaluate certain things. And then there are different forms in there about threat assessments, behavioral assessments, and so forth. And then there's a summaries and formats, and you actually have access to the folders, so you can see those. But those now are part of our policy manual after you approve them this evening. Okay. Do you guys have any questions on those?
If there's no questions, do we have a motion to accept that?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes. Next meeting, Wednesday, September 20th at 6 p.m. And there will be a hearing to take place before the meeting.
Yep.
And we need a motion to adjourn.
I think so. No one?
So moved.
Been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you all for showing up.
I appreciate all of you guys being here. And again, you're more than welcome to walk around and see the teacher